Hi, this is Beverly Carlson, and Beverly is the instructor for the quilting class. Beverly, maybe you can tell us a little bit about your class and what you are displaying here today.
Yes, we meet in Clubhouse 3. We're on Wednesdays, 9 to 12. And this summer we will be meeting starting June 18th of a summer quilting class. It's a credit class this summer, so there will be about a $25 fee for the class. We're meeting Wednesdays and Fridays from 9 to 12:20 this summer. All of these quilts are examples of what we are doing in class. We teach all levels of quilting, and we're very patient and teach a variety of things, and just enjoying each other's company and the beauty of the quilts is worth coming to the class.
Well, I can vouch for her patience because I was a beginner in her class. And I don't know, Irv, can you swing the camera around a little bit and get some of these? I'll show you what I did as a beginner was...
The second quilt was one that we did in class called a bargello, and it looks really hard, but it's not. It's strip quilting.
So then we got the bargella. Now we're looking at the flowers of the states. And who did that one? Was it? Oh, okay. And here we have a double wedding ring.
Yes, it's a double wedding ring. It was done in class.
Let's talk about these beautiful jackets over here. Tell us about these jackets.
Wait till I get some. This jacket was done by Donna Spivey, and we had about 7 or 8 ladies that did these jackets. They're pieced, and a variety of techniques that are done, and lots of trimming, lots of fun. They look more complicated than they are, but we had fun doing those as a class project. Also, the vest that I have on, it was also a class project. The front of the vest has 6 layers of fabric. Then you cut the top 5 layers and you throw it in the washing machine, and then it curls up, looks something like a Chanel bedspread.
Okay, let's move along here. This looks like a work of art right here.
This one is of Susan Cam, and in fact she is an artist. And her panda bears, and the center is painted, and the rest of it is appliqued, has some piecing, and this was her own design.
Maybe we can just keep moving along here, or just keep moving the camera along here, and just, Beverly, if there's any comments you want to make as we move, we're going to just go from one thing to another here.
This is called Cathedral Windows, and was made by one of our students. Another jacket showing the back, having a bargello pillow, or a pattern, excuse me, on the back, slashing on the sleeves. Over here we have a pastel quilt, baby quilt, a pieced quilt, and do you want to hold up the eagle pillow over there, Betty? Over here, a student took one block out of a quilt that we were making and made an eagle pillow out of that. And then we have here a little miniature fan wall hanging. Do you want to hang?
The eagle?
That's a fan pattern in a little miniature wall hanging. Over here we have another bargello. Betty, do you want to hold up the bargello?
I think what we're going to need to do is just keep moving right on along, because we have to get to all that artwork also.
That's true. Okay.
I'd like to take a lot more time, but I think we're going to have to just keep moving right along and just keep telling us a little bit as we move along.
Do you want me to do this?
Yeah, you just tell us about your class.
Okay.
About your
here's another one of our jackets, and we have some beautiful table runners and some placemats. These are Christmas placemats made by Jenny Morris.
They're
And this is Jenny Morris's jacket here. This happens to be my jacket over here.
Oh, this is a pretty thing over here. What do we call this? Country Lane.
Yes, this is Country Lanes. This was a class project that we did. Students made it in every color imaginable. We had burgundies and blues, and this one is...
The church or the schoolhouse with a little bell
Yes.
on it.
There's lots of detail in that quilt.
Barn.
That's a combination of applique and piecework.
Okay.
This is another quilt by Donna Spivey, and all hand-pieced, hand-quilted. Okay.
Very good. Now
do you
let's
wanna
move
do
on
the-
over to this side. Well, yeah, that should be enough. You can walk out there in front.
Oh, it's okay. Just talk. This quilt that we're looking at now is Farmer Boy and Sunbonnet Sue. It was one of that square was one of our squares in our big sampler quilt that we first made. We've been here for 3 semesters. We now have up to 50 students in the class, and we're inviting more. The next quilt we're seeing over here is Gold, and this was made before we had the class. This is one of the students had this and just brought it in for our quilt display today. Very beautiful quilt, star pattern. And this next quilt was a scrap quilt. It was hand-pieced by Theo Wilson and hand-quilted by the ladies when she lived in Detroit. A group of friends get together. It's a wonderful way to socialize, and
That's beautiful.
she has that on her bed now. This,
Crazy quilt.
yeah, this particular quilt is one that Donna Spivey just finished and displayed in class. It's a crazy quilt, all made out of silks, satins, and lots and lots and lots of different embroidery stitches on there.
Can you zoom in on any of these embroidery stitches? Just get a real close-up of some of these embroidery stitches. This is just magnificent.
Okay,
That's good. Move along. That's good. Because I think we're going to have to...
this is a baby quilt here, and the next one is...
Are you getting the next one? Are you getting the pandas? Okay, this was a baby. Now get over here with the panda bears. You got the panda bears. Okay. Well, Beverly?
He's not over here yet.
Beverly, it's been a pleasure interviewing you and seeing all your lovely quilts. We'll probably get back to you a little bit later.
Okay.
But right now we're going to move along and check out this art department over here.
Good. There's lots of beautiful art I've seen up there.
And I see that you still even have things coming in, so we will get back to your department.
Okay.
Thank you very much for the interview.
You're welcome.
I'm going to just let you introduce yourself and tell us where you teach and what you teach.
Okay. My name is George Lin. I've been teaching more than 40 years. This class called Chinese brush painting. This class belongs to Coastline College. It's a free class, okay? So everybody can join that, okay? Also, I teach at Torrance Adult School, Coast LA, okay? Coastline, no.
Now, do you also teach inside Leisure World? Do you have a classroom here in Leisure World?
Before is Leisure World, now they change other place. Okay, if I have more students come from Leisure World, maybe we can move to inside the Leisure World too.
Then you can have classes inside Leisure
Yeah.
World. But some of our people from Leisure World go to your other classes outside
Yeah.
of Leisure World.
Now.
Okay, and tell us a little bit, what is Chinese brush painting?
Okay.
What's the technique here?
Okay, Chinese brush paintings using the special brush, something like this kind. They have a very sharp tip. Okay, then you have a stomach we call. Okay, so we're using the color put on the rice paper. Before we put the rice paper, we don't have a model. Just everything from your mind. Okay, you can using the different stroke to show up the stuff.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I see you have some very beautiful, colorful things.
Thank you.
Back here. Why don't we swing the camera around here, and maybe just scan this and see what.
Okay, this one, this picture from the leisure world.
Oh, that
And
was Leisure World.
yeah, the very good. He do his own idea, own design. Okay, can you see he using a lot of Chinese stroke, like the leaf, very special. Also make a stem. Okay, that's very good one. Okay, this one leopard. Okay, and some monk. This here come leisure world too. Okay, this one, that's called fine line work. This one comes from leisure world too. They study almost 4 years now.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, and this one is a landscape. Okay, that's called inlet. It's from leisure world too. Okay, that's from the outside. Okay, not in the campus. Okay, this is a very good
That's
picture.
really darling, though.
Uh-huh. Okay, this one come from the leisure world too. Okay, one little kid. Okay,
Would you say our Leisure World people are very talented?
I think so.
I think we have a great deal of
Yeah.
inside Leisure World.
Remember before I talked other picture, this lady, he have a solo show, the price of more than higher than $3,000.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Very good work.
He wants you to tell about this one again.
Okay, this lady is from the Korea. Okay, that's very good work. That's called the idea work too. They using very tiny, very smooth wash the style. Okay, make the water feeling very nice, very peaceful. This both picture is come from leisure world too. Okay.
How many students have you had in Leisure World?
I think now I only have 8 something, not too much.
But they have to go someplace else for the
Yeah,
classes.
yeah.
Where do they go for the classes?
Now we go to Westminster Senior Center.
Westminster Senior Center.
Yeah.
And how many students would you have to have here in order to have a?
If we have the more than 15, we can have.
If you have more
Before
than
I
15,
know Coastline College, they say, okay, because the Coastline take care of the class, okay, they pay my due. So we should have a half-half. We should have 28 people, we can open the class.
Okay.
So if a 28 divide 2, I think you have 12. Or maybe
and
14
you
something.
Could use one of our clubhouses here. and
Before
have-
I usually is here.
Uh-huh.
I usually is a teacher here. I think it's 5 years ago.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that your technique here is just quite outstanding. And
Thank you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Taiwan.
You are from Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure meeting you and
Thank you.
visiting with you and seeing your beautiful artwork that
Thank
you're
you.
displaying today.
Thank
and
you
we'll
very
probably
much.
get back here a little later.
Okay.
But right now, we're going to move right along and
Okay.
see what else is in the
Thank
building.
you.
Thank you, George.
Thank you.
Oh. Betty Arndt is her name. It's very lovely painting.
What's her name?
Her name is Sorensen.
Sorensen. Isn't that gorgeous?
Apparently this is an oil painting because she says wet paint, please do not touch.
Sure does.
Acrylic paintings dry almost instantly.
Okay, here we go, moving right along. We got another one here.
Let's see. This is Betty Arndt also. She just sure does fantastic landscapes.
Oh, she really does. Okay, oh, look at the person down below there.
Yeah.
Looks like an old cowhand.
This is from Miss Sorensen also.
She's a one that does the people.
Yeah.
The mother and child, just a
Yeah,
few minutes that we just passed.
she paints all the time. She's just a wonderful painter.
Oh, she is really great.
And this is Betty's too.
Why is,
This is another Sorensen painting of men on horseback from the old days, and they certainly look terrific.
they look like they're coming right in to get us. When I zoomed that camera in, I thought I was going to have to get out of the way. The horses were coming right at me. Okay, what do we have over here?
That's another Sorensen picture.
The still life?
Still life, and it's equally as good as the
Let's
portraits.
see if I can zoom in on that. She's so versatile. She just can do anything, can't she?
Yes,
Look at those grapes.
she's a very wonderful artist.
Now I'm getting hungry. Okay. Now, are these classes taught in Leisure World, or is she just an artist in Leisure World? Let's do one more here. Get these tulips up here. Are they tulips?
They look like tulips. There's no name on that.
Well, let's get that dish of tulips because they're just very, very lifelike too. Beautiful.
Very colorful.
Beautiful work. We have such talented people in Leisure World.
What's your name and where do you live? And how long have you been sewing?
Oh, well, okay. My name is Hazel Miller, and I live in Leisure World, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and I made this jacket. It's called Jacket Jazz. Are you getting all this? And I've been sewing for probably 10 years.
Now will you turn around?
Oh.
Slow. Talk about it.
Oh, well, this is all different patterns on here. The sleeves have what they call blooming on it. I have the barred yellow in the back. And let's see, what is this? This is the fan. And then I trimmed it. And this is what is called the, what do you call this?
I forget.
Just ribbon tucking, ribbon tucking. And this is what they call the planned wrinkles. That is made, the material is cut out in a pattern, and then we take and scrunch it all up and we put it in water first. Then we scrunch it all up and let it dry. And then when it's dry, we unfold it, and then we have this planned wrinkled. So then we take trim and put on it. And this is zigzagged across. Of course, I did mine by hand because my zigzagger didn't work. And, what else? Oh, this is the Seminole pattern here. And other than that, that's about it. But it was fun to do. We enjoyed it.
Thank you, Hazel. And you live in Leisure World.
I said I live in Leisure World.
And it's a real experience to see such a beautiful jacket.
Bless your heart.
Okay, here we have a calligraphy exhibit, and I'm just going to turn the mic over to you and let you tell me. I would assume you are the instructor. Tell us your name and where the classroom is, and just a little bit about what you do in your classroom.
I'm Dee Hale, instructor of the Thursday morning calligraphy class in Clubhouse 4. We do not only traditional italic calligraphy, but we do a lot of fun projects too. This is a...
Can you zoom in there a little bit, Irv? Go ahead.
This is one that is more traditional calligraphy.
That's beautiful.
Thank
Now,
you.
that would be something really worth making that could be passed down from generation to generation.
Sure. This is a very old art of quoting from the Bible and several different texts. And
And what are you working on there? I see.
I'm just writing people's names.
Can you zoom in on? Are you zoomed in here?
And as they come up, if they will write their name on the on the tablet I have before me, then I'd be glad to write out their name and give them one of these.
Well, that's great.
In class, we have a final project each year, which sometimes it's a cookbook, sometimes it's a story, and each one does a page. So each page is done by a different student, and then it's copied and all put in a book.
That's very nice. Or don't worry about that. We'll have her talk. Just speak right into the mic, and we'll try to work over.
So everyone,
the orchestra.
yeah. So everyone gets a book like that when the class is over. This is a project that we did. Can you grab that for me? And that can hang on the wall.
That is very nice. This is a class I think I would like to take.
Well, we'd love to have you. I don't teach during the summer, but I will be back the 1st of September,
Okay.
and we'll go for 2 semesters. This was our last project, and it's learning to write in a spiral.
Oh, did you see that? Here they are, writing in a spiral. Very nice. Very nice.
And we do greeting cards.
Thinking of you.
I like not only to teach how to do the lettering, but a showcase for your lettering, so that we can open this up into a little book.
What was your name again?
D. Hale.
Well, Dee, I think that with all the interference here from the orchestra, I'm going to have Irv zoom in and get some of this lovely work that you've been doing. And I'm sorry that our interview was a little overshadowed by the orchestra. Hopefully, we will be able to hear what is on here. And keep up the good work, and maybe you'll see me in your class next semester. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Neil Buell, and I'm a consultant for Coastline Community College. And 20 years ago, Dr. Bernie Luskin, who was then president of Coastline, and I and some folks like Ben Nicholas and Rose Nicholas that you may know here, and Fred Cooper and others started putting on classes, presenting classes here. Coastline put its first classes right here 20 years ago, and this is our 20th birthday. And we not only had classes, we had a lecture series. And some folks that are still talking about some of the lecture series that we've put on over the years. Right now I'm retired, but I'm here today to celebrate the birthday of Coastline, right where it started. And I think Dr. Luskin's parents are still here. I think they're still living here.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Taking time to stop and talk to us.
Hi, George Brown. I've been an instructor for Coastline probably about 17 years, teaching in the Emeritus class. The Emeritus Institute was set up by Coastline as an outreach to senior citizens, and one of the largest outreach is Leisure World. We have something like 18 or 19 different kind of instruction. You can hear the band in the background. If not, you can't hear me then. But anyway, the band is in the background. We have ceramics. You've probably seen pictures already of some of the lovely tapestries and things that we're doing, painting, lots of exercise classes. So any class that Leisure World really wants and what they'll support by coming to, Coastline is very happy to put it on. Emeritus Institute, and we're delighted to do this, have been doing it for years, and they work in cooperation with Fred Cooper and Recreation. In fact, he'll be honored today.
Thank you very much, George. Thanks for stopping by.
side. I went
We look at each other in the sand, but I can't remember. And so you see that we have met before. I'm falling more in love with you, and day by day our love seems to grow. There isn't any end to my devotion. It's deeper, dear, by far than any ocean. I find that day by day you're making all my dreams come true. And come what may, I want you to know I'm yours alone, and I'm in love to stay as we go through the years, day by day.
Thank you very much. That's the League World Orchestra, one of Coastline's products. Don't we enjoy them? Thank you very much for coming. My name is George Brown. At this point, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Edward Decker. He is the Dean of the Emeritus Program, and he'll give you an overview of the Emeritus Program. Dr. Decker.
Thank you, George. And first of all, let's give another thank you to Paul Morris and this wonderful orchestra. It's always a pleasure to be at Leisure World, and I'd like to begin by saying that for me and for all the members of staff and faculty, that over the years we have greatly appreciated all the cooperation and consideration and thought that Bill Narang and Fred Cooper have provided us, and we look forward to many years of continuing to work with Bill and Fred and other members of the Leisure World staff. We are celebrating our 20th year, and this is one of many events that the college has orchestrated to celebrate our 20th year. And in those 20 years, of course, we've been here at Leisure World all those years. And you are very well aware of the classes we offer, classes in art and music and social science and geography and food and nutrition. And I didn't take the time to, I thought about this while I was driving over. It might have been interesting to see just how many students we've enrolled from Leisure World over the 20 plus years, but it's certainly been in the thousands. And we look forward to continuing to serve you. And obviously, no program is successful without qualified, caring, inventive, invigorating faculty members. And I would like to, and we have a number of them here today. And I've been whispering to them as I've been walking around the room that I was going to ask them to come forth. So I don't know if I've spotted everyone, but I'd like the Coastline faculty members, whether you teach at Leisure World, quite frankly, or not. I know that Connie Bowler is here. I know Daisy Hale. So come on down and join me up here on the stage. Daisy Hale, Thelma Kramer, Paul Morris, Ed Forche. I know Ed is here. Wyoma McKinley. Come on, folks. Come on up here. Beverly Carlson. Beverly might be hidden back there with her quilts, but if nobody sees, oh, there's Beverly, she's coming up. Paul is coming. And I'd like Carol Hoffman to come up. Carol is sitting here today. And Carol, would you come up and join us? Carol was a member of our faculty. Gloria Teepke is here. Gloria, come on up. I may not have all your names, but if you are a member of the Coastline faculty and I missed your name and I didn't spot you, would you please join us? Helen Brown is here, I'm told. George Brown is here. Of course, George introduced me. Beverly, you get to start it off. I just want you to, for each of you, just come to the microphone for a few minutes and just tell a little bit about what you do and anything else you'd care to talk about. Beverly, come on up.
Hello, I'm Beverly Carlson and I teach in Clubhouse 3 Wednesday mornings. I have taught many sewing classes until we ran out of students because they wouldn't keep repeating the classes under a credit program. I now teach quilting. I think we started out with 18 students 3 semesters ago, and this semester we went to 51. So our class is doing very well. We'd like to invite you to visit some of our quilts that are out in the other part of the building there if you haven't had a chance to see them. And we're not on the registration sheet, but the lady who is registering back there does have our section number. So if you'd like to join our quilting class, we'd love to have you.
Thanks, Beverly. Look at this. Thank you, Beverly. I apologize. Apparently, Beverly's class was inadvertently omitted from a list that they're handing out by the door. So apparently we have that information now, and we apologize to Beverly and all of her students. That was an oversight. And let's see, who's next? Helen.
Good afternoon. I'm Helen Brown, and I taught for Coastline College from 1984 to 1994. I'm retired now.
And this is Wyoma McKinley. Wyoma.
Hello, everyone. My students are identified today with leis, flower leis. We thought we'd all be identified as a group. We're a great group. We're enthusiastic and they're fit and spry. I teach the exercise class rhythmic movement on Thursdays at 1 o'clock, and you're invited to come and see what it's like. I think you might have fun. We have a good time exercising, and to have fun while you're exercising is very good, don't you think?
Ed Forche, come on up and say a few words. You've been teaching a few years, haven't you?
I've been with Coastline from the very beginning, and we have a great staff, and it's very creative and great. I'm now with Oasis, one of your friends, and I'm on the board of directors there. And we feel as though we have a lot in common with you folks. not only because of our age, because the way we think. And so right now I have a class that I'm teaching the blind how to draw and paint. And it's turned out very nicely. And thank you.
Thanks, Ed. And Thelma Kramer. Thelma, come on up and share some of your wisdom with us.
Well, I'm excited that the Reader's Digest thinks the subject that the Emeritus program has is so valuable that they're going to give a couple of pages every month. So if you haven't written your story for the class, and a number of people have, and if we aren't using your story in one of a kind, which is getting underway for caregivers across America, and our market is 8 to 13 million, it's time to start thinking about writing some of those fun stories of your life. And we're looking to Dr. Decker to see that you have a good teacher in the fall, and that you start out with flying colors and a whole new concept.
Thelma's one of the leading people in the country on helping people write there. We have this class in our catalog called Life Tapestry, but it's actually has nothing to do with fabric. It's basically writing your own life story. So, and we'll be continuing that with Thelma having led it off, and we're hoping to publish some of her students' works in the near future. Daisy.
I hate the name Daisy. I hate the name Daisy. My friends all call me Dee. My students all call me Dee. And so I'm Dee Hale, and I teach the calligraphy class in Clubhouse 4 at 10 o'clock on Tuesday mornings. I will not be teaching during the summer, but I'd love to see you in the fall. We not only teach beautiful writing, but we teach what to do with it, how to make your own cards. We do a little book at the end of the semester, and each student does a page, and you get to take one home with all the other students' work in it. We'd love to see you there. Thank you.
Thanks, Dee. I promise I'll never call you Daisy again. This is Connie Bullock.
Hi, I'm Connie, and I started at Coastline 20 years ago. And I've always worked with seniors. I love seniors. They're used to see everyone here. I'm so glad you came to our party.
And a member of our music faculty, Gloria Tika. Gloria?
Hello, everyone. I am with the music department, as Ed said. We don't have a class here at Leisure World at this point, but you certainly are welcome to join us in any of our music classes that we offer. We'd love to see you. Thank you.
And a special friend of Coastline and a special person of Leisure World for many years, and she's not teaching for us now, but saw her here, and I'd like to welcome Carol Huffman and have her come forward and say a word or two. Carol?
It's nice to be back to see Ed again. I came here from Chicago in 1980, started teaching, and I taught through 94, and I had men's chorus, women's chorus, and a mixed chorus, and I loved every minute of it.
While we've got your attention, if you have not signed one of these cards, please do. There'll be door prizes. Each one of the tables has a lovely centerpiece, and that'll be one of them. And then we have a special final door prize. So if you haven't pulled one of these out, let us know, hold your hand or something, we'll take care of that for you.
We almost missed Paul Morris. He snuck in behind me here, but current member of our faculty and leader of our wonderful orchestra today is Paul Morris. Paul.
Thank you very much. I just want to mention our orchestra that meets 2 times a week, and we are going to be playing in our amphitheater on June the 21st, and Saturday evening. Hope you can come. It's going to be a big program, and we do have over 40 people in the orchestra now, so we are doing very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you to all the faculty. Some 20 years ago, when Coastline was founded, one of the first people on the staff is the gentleman who it's my privilege to introduce. Neil Buell has retired so many times that it's hard to keep track of how many times Neil's retired from something, but and Neil knows that every once in a while I like to use this. This is one of my favorite quotes of Neil. Neil has all these little anecdotes and quotes, but a number of years ago when he was talking to some of us, he said, remember, retirement is not an unskilled occupation. And so each time Neil retires, he just goes on and finds a new occupation, and he is as busy as he ever was. So please welcome to our podium the founder of the Emeritus Program and a charter member of Coastline Community College, Mr. Neil Buell.
Thank you, Ed. I'm not going to make a speech, but I just remembered, and that's not easy these days. I remembered a cartoon that was in the Golden Rain News, Fred, and it was a rocking chair, an empty rocking chair, and you had to look twice because there was a sign on it that said, "Grandma's off her rocker. She's taking a Coastline class over at Clubhouse 2." And that was sort of a theme then. It was just really great. 20 years ago, Fred, we started putting these classes together, and we've had such great teamwork, such great help, and I can't remember all the faculty at this, so I'm not going to try. I just want to tell you how wonderful it is to see you folks here today, and I hope you help us enjoy our 20th birthday. Thank you.
I never can tell when I'm following Neil Buell how to be prepared, what to be prepared for, because he can have either a long speech or a short speech, but he always has funny stories to tell, and it's one of the things I think we've all enjoyed about Neil. And Ed Becker had mentioned that Neil is well known for his anecdotes and his stories. When we had an event like this last fall at Oasis, we gave him a special award that surprised Neil, and I want to show it to you today. Neil was embarrassed when I said I was going to bring it because he doesn't like to have attention paid to him, but I think you'll enjoy seeing this award. For this event, we gave Neil this award. It says the Coastline Community College Eternal Green Banana Award, presented to Neil Buell. For his focus on the future, his optimistic outlook, his fruitful ideas, and perpetual pep, may you always be inspired to buy green bananas. As has been said, we don't have a long formal program here today, but we wanted to have an opportunity to recognize some of the founders of the Emeritus Institute and to just get together and celebrate what a wonderful partnership has occurred between Coastline Community College and the senior citizens of Orange County, focusing at Oasis, but also focusing up here at Leisure World. I have the pleasure to be able to recognize and thank some special people that have been involved with Emeritus and still are. On the back of your program, you will see the list of what's called our Visionaries Planning Committee. Connie Bowler mentioned that committee, and they're actually the people who helped plan, who did the planning for this event. And I don't know where they're all located, but I would like to have the Visionary Planning Committee please stand up and let us give them a thank you. They're here. I would also like to recognize the president of the Coastline Community College Foundation Board, Joe DiCarlo. Joe's standing over at that side of the room in the sweater. Joe's been, let me give a thanks. Joe has been really taking a leadership role in helping build the Coastline Foundation, which has involved in many activities. Part of the activity they're involved in, incidentally, is helping us raise funds for the new building that we are building in the community of Garden Grove. If you ever get a chance to drive up on Garden Grove Boulevard and Euclid, you will see a 3-story tall, 45,000 square foot instructional site. You know, Coastline has been a college that takes classes out into the community, and we're often in high schools, or we're in community centers, or we're here at Leisure World. But we're finally also now going to have our first permanent instructional site up in the community of Garden Grove, and we're very proud of it and very pleased, and the foundation has been helping us with that event, with that building. Now, something else, I would like to thank and recognize one other person here today who hasn't been named, and that is Bill Narang. Bill, come up a minute. And he has been very, very important and very helpful, sometimes behind the scenes, but always supportive of the relationship between Coastline and Leisure World for us to be able to offer classes and work with you. Now, we have a special plaque to present today to a very important person, and that is Fred Cooper. Fred, would you please come up? I'm going to read the plaque first, and then maybe Bill would like to say a few words. Fred, thank you. That's Bill. In appreciation to Fred Cooper for unlocking a world of educational opportunities for the residents of Leisure World, May 21st, 1997, Coastline Community College Emeritus Institute.
Thank you very much. I don't deserve this, believe me. I mean, everything I do, Mr. Narang and I do together. Everything I do, Mr. Decker and I now do together, and it used to be Neil Buell. These fellows all put it together, and I just happen to be here. But I thank them all very much, and thank you.
And I was just overwhelmed with this article that really describes Fred Cooper, but also describes the Emeritus Institute and what it's taken over the years to keep this program going. So I hope you get a chance to read that article. Now what we're going to do for our close is to actually ask 20 people to come up who have candles, and we're going to light those candles, and we're going to sing happy birthday to us. And then after that, we'll close with the raffle. So with the people with the candles, please come right up here, and we'll get them lit and sing happy birthday. Whoops. Happy birthday, dear Coastline. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Coastline.
And when he returns to the stage.
We were on a cruise last week. And you know, no matter how careful you try to be, you can drive. Oh, we went to Mexico.
I got short days, can't go any place. People stop and stare, it's so hard to bear. Everybody knows you love me. It's the talk of the town. Every time we meet, my heart skips a beat. We don't have to speak, though it's just a week. Everybody knows you love me. It's the talk of the town. We send out invitations to friends and relations, and those in our wedding day. Friends and relations send congratulations. What can I tell them? What can I say? Let's make up, sweetheart. Let's not stay apart. I'm let foolish pride keep you from my side. How can love like ours be ended? It's the talk of the town.
Ask the questions, what am I supposed to do?
Well, I want you just to tell me who you are and what you have here.
Oh.
Tell me a little bit about your class. Start with your name.
Good to see you, Betty. This is Thelma Kramer. I suppose you know you're one of my star pupils. You not only write, but you take pictures. Pretty neat. There are other people in the United States who have been doing this for longer than you have, Betty. This lady wrote her story when she was 80 and sent it around to her relatives, and they got their friends to read it. And her teacher, Charlie Kempthorne, thought it was so great that it ought to go on the front pages of the Wall Street Journal. And you know, it did. And there was so much excitement about it that there were 6 publishers wanting to buy it. And it was sold at auction for more than $1 million. That gives value to what we're doing, doesn't it?